Good afternoon. My uncle recently was speaking to me about a piece that he read on some business platform. And it was talking about a New York City chef who owns 5 restaurants, and that this chef and business owner's whole secret to success is that he takes care of his employees. And because he takes good care of his employees, they take care of him. That's his whole business model. That's his whole premise. If there's a dispute between one of his employees, one of his servers, and a customer, it's actually his server who wins, not this random customer who he doesn't even know. And I felt like, wow, this is really important. There's something to this. And just kind of tucked it away because I couldn't really get the bigger meaning for myself outside of how I would like to run an organization or a business in that way. And then the other day, it hit me that my employees, my team, the one who takes care of everything behind the scenes so that I can serve these great fruits or products to the world, are my own cells, my own body. And I thought, oh, well, maybe the idea is if I take care of my body will take care of me. Like, instead of having this, to me, a similar metaphor, this idea of like caring about what random strangers think about me or my image or anything more than how my body feels, like more than taking care of my physical body and my own health. That's kind of similar to like being the owner of a business who says that the customer is always right, and in disputes where like it's clear that that's not true. And it's like, that doesn't exactly inspire loyalty and the people who are working for you wanting to do their best by you and essentially feeling like you're going to back them up, right? And inspiring that trust and that loyalty. And I was like, maybe it's kind of the same with the body. Like, if I'm more concerned about what my image is to random people who I don't even know, than taking care of and being kind to my own body, who I'm with every day and more with, the more embodied I become, then why would my body want to help me out? Why would my body feel like my hearts and minds, dreams and goals and successes are its? Like, also, it's kind of like, well, it doesn't matter how well you do in the world, just like in a business, it doesn't matter how much money you, the business owner, make. You're still going to keep treating me, your body, or your employees, your cells, my cells in this case, my workers, like shit. So I am actually gonna break down and get sick, or be exhausted, or like all of these kinds of things, because I don't feel like you're gonna back me up. I don't feel like if there is a dispute, if there is a challenge, I feel like you're gonna take the side of the world at large, like these random people that you don't know, or just really anyone else besides us, who, my cells, my body, my workers, my organization, this is who and what is making it possible for me to have these relationships in this human experience, because being a human being is predicated on having a human body in this human experience at this point in time. So it's been something I've been experimenting with, of just being like, you know what, I'm gonna like first and foremost try and take care of my body, and then see if my body just takes care of me, and stop trying to control and stage all these things, like to make things look good to people who I have a much more distant relation, or not, like not even real people a lot of times, like imaginary images. Certainly people who I have a much less meaningful, like I count on them, they count on me relationship, like as I have with my body. And recently, in this transition to Chattanooga and many difficult family things going on. It's been a difficult transition, very difficult transition for me, coming to an urban place, and being just surrounded by people, by houses, and me and my dogs. I don't know if you can see them. Me and my dogs getting used to that. And recently I have had shingles, just to give you a piece of my body talking to me about how stressed it's been. And I really feel like there's so many lessons in this. And Louise Hay's take on shingles is waiting for the other shoe to drop, and the positive affirmation is, I trust the process of life, and all is well in my life, and I trust the process of life. And so there's a lot to be said about that. There's a lot to be said about me, sort of the pendulum swinging from where I began with all about positivity and only positive affirmations and only think positive thoughts, to feeling all the feelings and going through the trauma and kind of coming to this place of integration between them. Because I feel, my body would like me to know, I had swung too far in the other direction, getting pretty bogged down. And again, part of the process, all part of the process, also spending probably a dangerous and aggravative, irritating, literally, amount of energy and attitude and time and feeling in these really negative places of essentially believing the worst in a lot of ways about a lot of things, and being really down about the future and all of these kinds of things. And I also feel like being in a city, like I've been, so a lot of the Wild Way Home for me was about coming back into my authentic self and realizing, who I am when no one else is around. And I feel that this next chapter, a lot of the challenge is, okay, now can you stay true to that and keep being that when you are around a bunch of other people? Because the Wild Way Home, it was like, oh, I remember who I am when no one else is around, and my dog, and our whole thing is like, go places where no one else is, and my dogs can run free and I'm free, and there's none of those kinds of problems to confront me besides my inner problems. And here it's very much like, okay, now there are people and other dogs and all this stuff going on everywhere I look, and am I going to back myself up? Am I going to take care of myself and listen to what my body needs and rest and take care of it and learn more about it also, about nutrition, about the way things work? Or am I going to enter into this frantic free-for-all where I am obsessed with control and making sure that no one could ever say anything bad about me or my dogs, and just going, and getting back in that place of feeling like I need to prove myself, and that's going to be my way of dealing with all of these negative voices and self-doubts that are coming up for me, that are really the next part of my journey. Like, hey, okay, you remember who you really are. This stuff is still inside you. So this needs to be acknowledged and alchemized as well. And actually, the way to do that is, acceptance and love towards that, not like prove, go, control. And so I feel like it's all coming back to, now that I am surrounded by, again, like society, in the case of a busy restaurant or something, like customers or whatever, it's like, as these disputes and these just high tension situations that are part of everyday life in a city arise, who am I going to back up? Who am I going to take care of so that they can take care of me? Random people who I don't even know? And not that they aren't, wonderful, and I'm going to do my best by everyone. But when it comes down to it, this is my animal that I have to take care of. My body is that beautiful animal that I've been entrusted with. And this is who I'm going to trust. and this is who I'm going to take care of so I can take care of me. And, you know, I'm loving my job as a barista. I'm loving that so much. My job as a carriage driver, I'm not as sure about. We'll see. Just today, though, I was resting after work at the coffee shop, and I was thinking, okay, well, like, do I need to start looking for another part-time job right away, or is that going to, you know, come to me, or what? And like the whole message was kind of just like, you already know the answer to this. Like, take care of your body, take care of this body as best you can, you know, doing the work that you have to do, and take care of this body. That doesn't mean shirk all the responsibilities in the world, you know, this whole self-care thing. To me, it means doing the work. It's like hard work to take care of yourself and the body, really, and doing that work, which a lot of times looks like rest, which for any of you who have really practiced radical rest is hard to do. It's really hard, especially because your shit comes up, and being with that and opening to that and accepting that and loving that and still keeping the faith and the hope and the goodness and the vision, even amidst all that, like, it's hard. Backing yourself up, trusting yourself is hard. And so I realized if I take care of myself, if I take care of my body, in this case, in this metaphor that I'm making, it's going to take care of me. And literally 20 minutes later, I got an email from another job that I almost took, working for a composting company here in town. And it didn't work out because it was going to be a full-time thing. And I don't know if I'll end up taking this or not. It was an email that was saying, hey, actually a part-time position has opened. Like, would you want to do this? Like, I didn't reach out to them. I didn't try anything. I didn't do anything. I had this thought, and then of like, oh, do I need to do all these things? My body was like, no, you need to rest and take a bath and like do what you were planning to do after working on your feet for 8 hours. And then I get this email. It's like, okay, I'm listening. And I just wanted to share that story with you and maybe hear what you think, hear if that's something that resonates with you and your body and how that metaphor hits you. So thanks for being here. I don't know how dark this video is going to have gotten. Night is falling, evening is falling. And yeah, I'm sending a lot of love and a lot of thanks for you being here. And I hope this finds you taking care of this beautiful body, garden, animal, child, human being that you have been given to take care of. And that if this is the one that you're choosing to trust and love and listen to and feel into as the challenges arise, that this one is going to take care of you. So thanks for taking care of you. Talk to you later.